It's been... Last time we read this was in July, bro. I absolutely fucking forgot everything. So yeah. I actually just... I don't even know. I spoiled myself on how it ends, honestly, but I'm not gonna spoil you guys because you guys don't deserve that. But you could totally... It's on Wattpad. Again, credits to the person who wrote it, who is called... I cannot find them. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, flip. Okay. Let me try to... them. Yeah, they wrote it. Yeah. So, let's just, continue. Recap on basically everything that I can remember, though, since it's been such a long time. So, yeah. Hello. Hi, BFDI fan. Hi, Fire. How is everyone? I'm doing pretty decently well, so, yeah. How about you? I can't stay long since I got school in the morning. Yeah, that's fair. So, yeah. I'm just gonna recap. So, basically, Hall 17 is an I wanna say fan fiction, which I think it is. I don't know anymore, bro. I just read this. I think it is fan fiction. But, like, it's an AU where, technically where season 2 ended. And, like, I don't know. This was before season 3 was, like, aired. So, test tube, like usual in these fanfictions, goes crazy. Test tube's a sociopath, okay? She kidnaps, light bulb. She kidnaps soap. She kidnaps OJ. She kidnaps Trophy. She kidnaps... I don't even remember anymore. Wait, no, she kidnaps Salt. No, not Salt. Well, yeah, I think actually Salt, now thinking about it. Maybe. I don't know. No, wait, it's Pepper. Fudge. She kidnaps... I don't even know. She kidnaps a lot of people. Tissues. She kidnaps tissues. She kidnaps... I think there's one more. I don't even know. Anyway. She kidnaps a lot of people. Anyway. I'm doing good. Oh, May. What is this symbol? Hi, gig. Hi, gig. Huh? I'm doing okay. Ha ha ha. Why are you laughing? Hello. Hi. Not the traumatizing story. It's traumatizing. I kind of already know how it ends. Because there's a sequel to it, guys. Not a sequel. Well, yeah, sequel. I think that's what it's called. You see, it does not get better. But you're gonna find out why it doesn't get any better. But we have to finish this first. So my goal is trying to read 2 more chapters. Because we ended at either 44 or 45. I cannot recall because I don't know what part we're on, bro. But all I know is we're probably almost 10. Wait, maybe we aren't. Wait. I think I remember. Wait a minute. Give me a moment. Okay. Oh yeah. Hi Mason. Hi Fire. Crab. I'm high. Hello, San. Hello. Guys, I'm gonna develop claustrophobia because I'm in a closet right now. So, yeah. Anyway, I think we actually ended in, like, either exit. Maybe? Right, that was the only color light bulb could see. The mask trembling in her arms. Daring not to let go of tissues. Guys, we're just gonna start reading the beginning of every chapter until we find off. Sonny, what are you saying? Find where we left off. Thank you. I'm trying here, gang. Okay. Let's see. Does this sound familiar? Red. That's the only color light bulb could see in the mess. Her trembling arms not daring to let go of tissues. The universe felt like it was collapsing right in front of her. The alarms blaring and mingling with screaming objects as they ran. She didn't have time to think about that thought. That, though. Her mind was too fixated on soap. I think that's a little bit ahead. On and off. OJ pushed open the door, listening to the metal hit the wall. There it is, Hall 17. The wooden door caused him and everyone else in the lab so much agony. Clack. The lock hit the door, the floor. I'm gonna mess up a lot, by the way. Oh, I can't wait to get back to saying words. Missed this, guys. Anyway. The lock hit the floor. Again, the sound of annoyingly loud at first, ringing in OJ's ears. But he had to adjust to it by now, and it was more of a background noise. Or maybe it was the sound quieter in general, for whatever reason. Either way, he didn't care. I think this might be where we left off. It's either 44 or 45, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna just start off at 44 because honestly, it doesn't even matter if we go backwards because, well, not going backwards. What do you mean? We're gonna read backwards? Yeah, we're gonna read all the way back to the beginning, guys. That's gonna be awesome. Anyway, I'm chewing gum, by the way. If you hear just me chewing, I'm not being gross. I'm just chewing gum, which I guess some people think it's gross, honestly. So if you have sensory issues to noises like chewing gum, which I think is fair because that's kind of weird and gross, like I could get that. I don't know why I do it, but I do it anyway. I don't know if that bothers anyone. I'm sorry. And I'll stop. I'll spit out the gum. Okay. Oh yeah, backwards times. So, oh, reverse. That's what's called reverse. I don't know. There's a song. The fuck? Okay, anyway. Yay, backwards. Reverse. It's called reversed, guys. There's a word for backwards, for going back in time. It's reversed. You reverse time. Anyway. Time to read, and I will place my phone down. I will not be looking at the chat for the next 3 minutes. I'm trying to lock in reading because I have a curfew. You look very watery hungry right now. I just ate. This is why, yeah, if you're wondering why I started stream a little bit late, I don't even care. It wasn't even that late. It was like 5 minutes. I doubt that you guys were just waiting for me to stream. Okay? But if you were, thank you. But I was finishing, I don't know what you call this. Dinner? I don't think it's dinner. I don't know what time. What is the food time for right now? I don't know. Anyway, I wonder what time it could be for me right now. Yeah, okay, it's only an hour plus my time, so yeah. Anyway, gonna read for the next 2 minutes and not looking at chat because I'm trying to lock in. Also, this is technically a part of my homework. You see, ELA class makes me read fucking 20 minutes of a something. Just read anything. So for the first 5 minutes, I read webtoons, which honestly ruled. And then I'm just gonna do reading Wattpad because let's go. And then they're gonna be like, fill in your notes about the characters. I'm just gonna write, test tube's a sociopath. Oh wait, what the hell? What is this? Why is there a thing? Why is this recommend? Am I boring, bro? Why is it recommending me and add a Q&A thing? You do slang? Do I do slang? I don't know. I just want to lock in gang. I say gang a lot now. I don't know why. You get to read fanfic for homework. Yeah, pretty much. Yay. Well, today I had a snow day, but like it's a virtual snow day, so that's my homework for ELA. You see, it was actually like I finished my finals last week, and like we were supposed to return this week to start a new semester, a brand new semester. Let's go. But it's my temperatures outside are crazy, man. They're in the negatives. It's -9. It feels like -23 degrees out right now. Yeah. I don't know why it's called a snow day. It should just be called a cold day, which I think it is called a cold day, because it's in the negatives. I want to try that thing where I pour water in my garage again, like last year, where it just freezes when I pour it, and that's honestly sick as hell. Anyway, I gotta lock in. I spent too much time yapping for like the first 12 minutes. I missed this. It's sunny here where I live. Can we switch? Can we switch? I don't know. I don't like the sun that much. But I also don't like winter that much. I like spring because it's kind of like the in-between transition between the two. You know, it's because spring is in between winter and spring. Or not, winter and summer. My god. Okay, my sorries. Oh, I want to switch. Switch. Anyway, I'm gonna try. Give me a moment. Okay. I'm gonna stop chewing gum for a moment because I think the gum is also distracting me. So, the hammer felt heavier than before, as if it would slip. Okay, give me a moment, bro. Okay, back. The hammer felt heavier than before, as if it would slip out of Knife's grasp if he tried to move it. He held onto it tighter to keep it from escaping him. So you're the others Paintbrush had mentioned. Excuse me. I just had dinner. Not dinner. I don't know. Supper? What the hell do you call it? Stop getting distracted. Ow. Test Tube said to herself, lifting her bat up. I would have never expected you, of all people, to be the one to help out Trophy. But wouldn't you know, I guess a lot more changed in the hotel while I was gone than I anticipated. Oh, I remember reading this, but I'm still going to read it because of recaps. I need water for this flip. I'm not going to go out and get water, even though it's literally 2 minutes away. Not 2 minutes away to get water. 30 seconds. But I don't want to get water. I'll just dehydrate myself, you know? No, this can't be. They said there were multiple. You're just one object. Plus, there's no trophy in sight. The rest of them are hiding, aren't they? She monologued, her grip on the bat becoming noticeably tighter. I doubt it will take long to find them. There's not many places they can hide here anyways. Quit the rambling, Knife said, holding his hammer forward. What do you want? Straight to the point. I like that, Test Tube replied. It's simple. You have something, or rather someone of mine, that I need to keep in the lab. Knife stood, dumbfounded. You say that, yet like he's some sort of possession. Well, we're all objects here, aren't we? She smiled. Here, I'll give you an offer. You hand him over, and I let you and whoever else is on your team leave without a fight. Yeah, and the blood all over you really helps convince me that you'll stay true to that, he commented. So, that's a no then? She said, sighing. You guys never know when to take an offer, do you? She took a step forward. So they were gonna fight, huh? Knife tightened the grip onto the hammer even further, keeping still. If a fight was what she wanted, then it's what she'd get. Another step forward. Her walk turned into a stride as she held her bat higher, preparing to strike. Just as she reached Knife, however, he practically threw his hammer at her. She stepped past it like it was just another obstacle. She swung the bat as planned, jamming it straight into Knife's side. He was swept into the wall, barely holding onto his weapon. You're a lot better than you look, lady, he grunted, pushing himself back up, and his back against the wall. He didn't give her a second to reply, swinging his hammer right back at her. Testu blocked it with her bat, pushing it away the best as she could. She lifted her bat, slamming it down onto the top of Knife's head before he could react. The bat got stuck on the top of Knife's blade. He took a moment to process what happened, but began snickering as soon as he did. Not as smart as I remember, though. He said as he swung his hammer at her again. This time it was a hit. The hammer collided with the side of the test tube's head. Smashing the glass it was made out of. Shattered glass clinked on the floor right around her. Bits of her acid spilling onto the ground. Small drops of red made their way into the mess, mingling with the green. Oh, fan tube colors. Don't even mention fan tube, bro. Test tube fell back, pulling the bat with her. The wood splintered and broke, leaving the top broken. So maybe saying she was better than she looked was an overstatement. But that didn't matter now. He had the high ground now. He lifted the hammer, going in for the knockout. Before it could hit, however, Testu batted it aside with the resonance of her bat. Excuse me. Knife watched as the hammer slipped out of his hands and slid across the hall. I am so sorry for my mistakes, but yeah. Bumping against the wall, right next to where the others would be. Great. Now he couldn't retrieve it without putting them in danger. He shook it off the best as he could, backing away as Testu stood back up. She set the bat over her shoulder, staring directly at Knife, then to the hammer, then back to Knife. It didn't take long for her to realize why he wasn't running to retrieve it. She grinned, slowly stepping backwards towards the weapon. Knife stood still, frozen. He tried to take another step forward, but Testu pointed the splintered side of the bat to him. While she couldn't do anything with the space between them, the threat still stood. The air was dead still, the cold pricking at Knife's skin. Just as she took another step backwards, he charged. He didn't care if he'd get hurt. When he entered the building, he had been prepared for anything. This is just one of many things under that label. But before he could take his shot, Test Tube swung the bat once more, the blow pushing him to the ground. He held his arm, long cuts ranged all across it, as if someone had tried to score it. He felt the blood begin to seep out of the wounds. Oh yeah, what is it called? Warning, I think that's the best I could say. Warning, viewers discretion, I think, discretion. There is talk about blood and wounds and stuff, so be careful. If you have sensitivity to hearing, harm, like blood and wounds, maybe leave. But if you can handle it, stay. I don't know. I'm not your parent, and I'm not your fear factor. So, yeah, let me reread chat real quick. So, yeah. Go get water. Okay. Read to the point and get it because the weapon is pointy. Stray. I'm back. Gasp. What is that? I think it's a fish. And then we got another meat. And then we got times 2. Anyway, I'm gonna get water. BRB. Okay, it's dark in here. I forgot where I put my water. Okay, found it. Missouri's. Okay. Ow. I hate this closet. Give me a moment. I'm gonna drink my water. There's no space to do both. Okay, ow, my elbow. Okay, I'll live. Yeah, water. Break. Hopefully less stuttering and back to locked in and yeah. Just as she took another step backwards, he charged. He didn't care if he'd get hurt. When he entered the building, he had been prepared for anything. This was just another of many. Excuse me. Okay, give me a moment. I need to breathe. This was just one of many things under that label. But before he could take his shot, Test Tube swung the bat once more, the blow pushing him to the ground. He held his arm. Long cuts ranged all across it, as if someone had tried to score it. He felt the blood begin to seep out of the wounds. He looked up, hoping that he might still have a chance, but it was too late. The first thing he saw was Test Tube picking up the hammer with her free hand. She glanced down the corner and chuckled. I should have known quicker, huh? How cute, she said mockingly, turning over to Knife. Knife stared, trying to decide what it to do next. She knew where the others were now. That was clever. He was disarmed as well. The first thing his mind could think of to do was to stand up. Stay down, she said, and he felt obligated to. Being that he wasn't the one with the weapon. Part of him cursed himself for letting himself come down here at all. Give me a moment, bruh. Okay. I'm Liv. Anyway. Give me a moment again, bro. There's so much dust in here, I can barely breathe, bro. I'm not gonna suffocate, don't worry. I'm not gonna suffocate. I won't suffocate, guys. I won't. There's a big slot of air. Okay? So I'm not gonna suffocate. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this chapter so I can actually. Okay. I'll live, guys. I'm gonna be okay. This closet just sucks. Take note. Remind me to never film in a closet like this again. Please die. I won't die, bro. How long would it possibly take me to watch every single object show in existence? 2,763 years. Bingo. Because you have to watch. You have to watch. Oh, because there's so many. So many, bro. I don't even know if I could name them all. I don't think anyone can. Because they come from all over the world. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this. I'm really trying to be open here, you know, Test Tube said, taking a few steps forward. Not far enough to be away from the other's location, but close enough to talk more directly. My offer from earlier still stands, if you just let me take him. You can leave with nothing, but those lines on your arm. Can I stand up at least? Knife asked. Fine, but don't try anything funny, she warned. He didn't bother to reply, wordlessly standing up in his own place. At least he had that going for him. Now, if he played his cards right, maybe he could get everyone else out unharmed. Or maybe that was wishful thinking, and all they really needed was to get Trophy out safely. Yeah, well, there's 10 more chapters of this knife, so really, your chances are really, gonna be the second option, probably, so. Everyone else was in the response center already. His thoughts were cut off by a sudden yelp. He jumped to his side, watching Test Tube and Mike tumble to the ground beside him. It didn't take him over a second to tell they were fighting. A bite now. Okay, give me a moment, bro. A bite now. Without weapons. The weapons had slid back across the floor, just out of reach of the two objects. Get Trophy out. I'll try to fend her off meanwhile, Mike shouted. That was such bad voice acting for Mike, but hey, I'm reading, not voice acting. Except for Test Tube, because Test Tube's just the fun one to voice act in this. Yeah, sorry, Mike. Oh, my bad. I'll take it back, Mike. Your line's honestly kind of, your one-liner is honestly kind of awesome, I think. Because, like, no one expected it. Because no one expected you to save the day, Mike. Well, actually, I'm on the 2016 category, and after this stream, I'm gonna start watching an object show called Another Generic Object Show. Object shows take, like, hours to finish. Maybe, like, a few minutes to finish in general, though, if they're like because if they're like mini episodes, like what is it called, BFDI mini, yeah. Get Trophy out of here. I'll try to fend her off meanwhile, Mike shouted. Da-da-da. Knife opened his mouth to object, but he couldn't find the words. Instead, he sufficed with a nod. Snatching the hammer, blah blah blah. I'm skimming over this because, yeah. Knife took the hammer and slammed it into the metal sheet that covered the door, silently praying that test tube had only closed the doors surrounding them, that was until randomly sunk back into the floor, leaving nothing but a lock. Got it! Mike yelled in triumph from around the corner. He smiled to himself, but only for a moment. She might be a bit clumsy at times, but she was also a huge asset with this mission, and he couldn't help but be strangely proud, even for just a second. Life shook himself out of it, turning to Fan. Oh wait, no, that's a spoiler. Oh wait, yeah, that's a spoiler. I'm thinking, okay, okay. Knife shook himself out of it, turning to Fan. I'll try to connect a path back to the original one. Make sure nothing happens with Trophy meanwhile I'm gone, okay? He nervously nodded, kneading his hands together. Knife couldn't blame him for being nervous, so didn't bother to mention it, instead breaking the first lock and hurrying through the door. It took about 5 or 6 rooms to find the main path again, while Knife was looking for it. However, his mind couldn't help but worry him. Message redacted. Retracted. I was gonna say redacted, like, the team for MBMB. 10 episodes. Some of them half an hour, 40 minutes to finish. Yeah, you're never gonna finish watching every single object show. You have to dedicate your whole life to that, okay? I don't even think Harry and Michael watch every single object show. Tia is great. This is great. Tiss? What? BFDI Mini mentioned. Unless you just have too much time, free time also. Yeah, well, you have a bunch of time because you have like 8 years of your life. Actually, 7 years of your life now. Because once you become an adult, taxes, work. Yeah, that sucks. You have to actually, I looked into the life. I had to live the life of an adult for a moment. One day in a dream, or one day in a simulation. I don't fucking know. About taxes. Like costs. Food costs. Appliance costs. House costs. Utility costs. Taxes. That sucks. Job. Swearing. Job. What if you watch 5 at once, all at 2 times speed? Would you... I think you have to have, aren't you gonna get sensory overload? You could be, a person who is, hyperfixates on everything and manages to pick up on every single plot in the span of that. I could do that. It's also just a slideshow object show that I'm reading, and so I could do that. Ow, I keep bumping my elbow. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5. I think you know what that was from. Paintbrushes group, apple, marshmallow, and paintbrush. No, okay. Yeah, I sure do wonder why it's just apple and marshmallow. Why would it be called paintbrushes group otherwise? I think it makes sense, honestly, but it had to be them. They weren't responding. Knife noticed he began putting more force behind his swings. Excuse me. Excuse me. I am very deeply sorry for the bodily functions. I think listening back, I think my burps don't even make that much loudness, honestly. They're like little polite little burps. They're like beep, beep, beep. They're like little air releasers, Not like loud ones. Not gross ones. I hope not gross. I'm sorry if it's gross. Excuse me, bro. Excuse you, bro. I said I excuse myself. You can't just excuse me. I excuse myself. If you excuse me, I officially count you as rude because I don't know. That's just rude. Honestly, whenever someone says excuse you, it's just, I take it as rude. I'm sorry. It's a rude response to say when someone burps. Like, usually most people say they excuse themselves after burping, so they don't need someone to say it, but like, after they excuse themselves already and someone says excuse you, like, rude, and like when they burp and they don't, when they say excuse you, I find it both rude and thank you, kinda, you know? Oh, yeah, okay. So, excuse you, bro. Excuse you. Okay? It took him a moment to realize he found his way back to the original path, but when he did, he immediately began to backtrack to get back to the others. That was a lot of backs. 1, 2... There's so many B's in this sentence. He'd go down to the original path instead, but he didn't want to risk interfering with Mike and test tube. He sprinted through the last door, and a wave of relief going through him when he discovered Fan and Trophy were holding up just fine. He could still hear the sounds of the fight from around the corner, and part of him wondered if this was what it was like for them fighting test tube. Actually, no, not time to think about anything. Just get Trophy to safety. As much as he hated to handle someone who couldn't so much as stand on their own feet, roughly, Knife didn't have the time to be careful. He was lucky he even had any time at all. He'd own, he'd owe, oh my gosh, Mike for this once they got out. Come on, Fan, let's go. Fan hesitated for a moment, glancing back at the fight. He took a deep breath before nodding. Okay. Why did my voice crack so much in that sentence? Mainly because I kin Fan, but not in this fan fiction. Well, I still do kin the character. So, can't stop me from kinning Fan. I still kin Fan, even after the sequel. Or, I don't even know what you call this. Oh yeah, what did you think of the BF Battle for Reese's crap? I am so sorry, Fire. My words are jumbling up. I was colliding my words and I accidentally said that. I'm sorry. Battle for Reese's crap. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Fire. Okay, you know what I meant to say. Battle for Reese's Animal Cracker. You know, script. Over then, the fact that I had to send it in screenshots. It was good. I mostly looked over the parts where I had my lines, but then, like, overall, like, I took a moment to read it, like, in general, to get the feel for how the plot's gonna happen and stuff, and it's very good. A few, I will admit there are a few spelling errors that got me a little confused when trying to say my lines. But that's fine. I think I interpreted what word you were trying to say. Do you like BFDIA? Do you like remastered? I don't know what. Oh wait, no, isn't that the one that the one that everyone was like, you're gonna release T-Bot 21. They're gonna release BFDIA. They're gonna release IDFB, and then they start releasing that instead. Yeah, just like a different show in general, bro. Yeah, I like it. Like, my ship got reunited. I won't say which ones, but they're like the first two, like in the first episode, the first two eliminated. I like that. Thank you. Yep. Haha. And I remastered pretty great. I like Lightbulb. I'm still waiting for the Lightbulb trans arc, bro. Because, like, we gotta see her figure out who she truly is. Because right now, they are still at the beginning where they don't really have their development, bro. And then, like, after getting eliminated, I think, like, later when they escape, they're like, actually, like, I want something like that. Like, when they're in, like, the idiotic island, and, you know, it's the episode where they escape, you know, that episode. I want her to be like, actually, I don't use he, him anymore. I use she, her, and that would just be sick as hell, honestly, because I want the trans org to happen out loud. BFDIE mentioned I love toothpaste. BFDIE. Toothpaste. Yeah. Which one? Isn't. Wait, no, wait. No, I don't know. Are they the one? No. Well, I remember Rose. I'm sorry, I have way too many characters in my head to recall a lot. Like, bro. I like how most or some people were like, I hate this show. This sucks. I hate it. They should have just uploaded teapot. Bro, I hate this. I hate this. People cancel this. I hate it. You know, those people were just like did not appreciate. They did not watch the first season. Okay. Like, bro, be polite and keep your opinion to yourself, bruh. No one wants to hear you spitting that shit. You're my enemy now, sidewalky moments before absolute death. Isn't death TH though? Anyway, I'm gonna try to finish this chapter, gang. I read it I'm skipping a lot of this because honestly, yeah. So, in summary of what I'm reading, did we really have to run that fast? Fan asked, between breaths, clutching his stomach. I think I have a stitch in my side now. We're still not safe. We have to make sure he's actually outside the lab until we can worry about ourselves, Knife said. Through his talking was rigid after all the running. But it looks like we have our exit tickets. Oh geez, are you guys okay? A familiar voice asked. Looked up. Oh wait, I could do my marshmallow impression. I could try at least. There was a petition to cancel it. People doxed the members of the crew over. What the hell, bro? What the hell? Anyway. Oh, jeez. Are you guys okay? That's the best marshmallow I could do, bro. I lost her voice. I lost her voice, bro. I tried, okay? Give me a moment. Marshmallow stood there, the rest of her group with her as well. I'll be fine. Just make sure Trophy doesn't die. I don't think he can sign himself into your regeneration system or whatever it's called in his current state. Yeah, I don't think he can sign anything. Gotcha, rang another familiar voice. Gotcha. I don't know what accent this is. I'm trying to be Australian, Nate. I'm trying to be Australian, mate. Could you please move him over there to that tree? I don't want to be in the way in case some more people come out. She used her foot to point a relatively can't say that, tree on the room in the clearing. Anyway, I'm gonna speak like this for a little while because I like Ford. No, I don't. Ford is like my least favorite character in the six. I'm sorry, Ford. I'm talking like Molly, bro, or Caleb. I don't know. These accents are just making me like, bruh. I can't even. I don't know. I think I do have an accent. I don't know. Anyway, gotta stop talking and focus. as if she predicted the future, Fan immediately came shooting out of the tube, hitting the ground with a muted thud. I see your point there, Knife commented before picking Trophy back up. This time he made sure to be careful with him, though he still tried to be hasty with it. He set him down against the tree, stepping back. Something seemed a bit off. Had Trophy been crying? Well, no shit. Being carried through a rush like that with those injuries couldn't feel good. Suitcase got to work immediately, with Salt, of all people, helping beside her. It all felt so surreal. The whole situation had felt surreal to Knife from the very beginning. Just then, me phone 4 got a notification. Another one? He sighed, but he reopened the Respawn Center applications anyway, tapping on microphone's profile. A white silhouette of her flashed in for a moment, and then next, Mike was standing right there. All right, test tube killed Mike. Add that to test tube's kill count. First kill count. Test tube killed Mike, guys. This is the first person she killed. Technically. But, like, permanently killed is still to come, guys. I really think Test tube's gonna kill someone by the end of this, guys. Okay, Test tube's gonna die herself by the end of this, because who's gonna revive her, honestly? Like, bro. Oh my, well, shit. I swear right now, you can only swear on my channel. You can only, no, don't swear on my channel. PG-13, gang. I forgot what I just said. PG-13, yeah. Wait, I can't say that. Yes, you can. It's PG-13. You only get one swear per chat. I think. I don't make the rules, actually. Yes, I can. I make the rules to all. Anyway, I'm gonna upload my voiceover soon. Anyway. Glad you asked, Knife said. Oh wait, no, I forgot. Wow, so far that's been how everyone responded to being revived. What the hell's going on down here? Nickel commented. Glad you asked, Knife somewhat sarcastically Knife said somewhat sarcastically. Grabbing a roll of bandages from the medikit beside Trophy, he wrapped them around his arm, hoping nothing from the lab got inside the wound while he was down there. We've only found one person down here so far, in case you can't tell. He's not in the best condition. If things continue to go like this for the rest of the rescue, we're gonna need some backup, especially for getting heavily injured objects out. I think I can help with that, Baseball offered, standing up. Great, that would be helpful, Knife said, cutting off the end of the roll before placing it back inside the medikit. We split up into teams of 3, so the other 3 should still be fine. They might have even found something themselves. If they find anybody else, they'll tell us. We still have the walkie-talkies. Now, on the other matter, once we do find the others, OJ said they'd all be together. If any of them are even close to be as injured as Trophy, then we need extra help. Who wants to come with us? A couple objects raised their hands, or feet in Baseball's case, or nodded along. Alright, make your decisions now and stick with them, because we can't waste any time. While the others could be in danger. For those of you who are coming, follow me. Knife followed over to the tube again, letting it suck him in. The fall was just as uncomfortable as the first before, but at least the air didn't brush past the open cuts. He stepped inside when he hit the ground, rolling his shoulders as he waited for the others to come down. He was exhausted already, but he couldn't wait any longer. His conscience wouldn't let him, reminding him that there were still other objects who needed his help. He'd probably treat himself to a nice break afterwards. He thought he deserved it by now. Just keep going, and you can crash on the boat when you're done, he told himself. As the others began to gather in the entrance. Nobody quite was sure of what awaited them next. Dun dun dun. There's a freaking motorcycle that's outside that keeps zooming every single 5 seconds. Anyway, that's how I'm gonna end stream. So, yeah. I only read one because I keep getting sidetracked. Anyway, I think I have to recharge again. Anyway, this is me at 20. No, not even 20. I think I actually used all of my energy left that I used. I recharged over to 2 days. So I shall be happy. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I will read more eventually, probably in the spring. So yeah, and probably gonna upload a voiceover of the Mighty Nine of, Tracy. If you know, you know. So yeah. Said hi, said hi. Who said hi? Said hi? Yeah. Anyway, thank you all. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. And yeah. Also, fuck guys. Okay, you listen to that. You listen to that. I said it. I'm gonna spell it out. Fuckice. I don't know. YouTube's probably gonna take that down. I don't care, because fuck them. Anyway, peaceful note. Thank you for watching. Streams will become regular in spring when things warm up, since, I already explained the situation. Recording rooms are literally the coldest rooms in the winter, so and I do not want to record in the closet ever again because I'm getting claustrophobic and I cannot breathe and I hate not having leg room, bruh. Anyway, thank you all and bye. Take care.